All right, guys, what do you think of the Indian language? I want to check this out. We don't react to the whole thing, but we do react to him because he just posted a video a month ago about Hindi. So without further ado, let's see what he has to say. We'll watch a little bit. What does he say about Hindi? Let's see if it's true. You got to speak about that chicken tikka masala or Piers Morgan is going to unsubscribe.
देवियों और सज्जनों, नमस्कार। लैंग्वेज रिव्यू के एक नए एपिसोड में आपका स्वागत है। मैं बखाशा सिंप हूं और मैं अमेरिका से हूं। आज हम हिंदी बखाशा के बारे में बात करेंगे, otherwise formerly known as T-Series language, Indian, butter chicken language, Cricketanese, call centurion, or Korean.
Oh, wow. Call centurion.
Before we begin, if you want to support my channel, get more videos from me, and join my growing community where we share daily updates on our language learning journey, consider joining my Patreon for just $3 a month.
$3.
This is episode 18 of Language Review, a series where I go through the languages of the world and review them, sort of like a film critic or a video game reviewer.
I have to give him, his review of Italian was fantastic, and his review of French was even better because he called French heterosexual Italian, and I will never forget that comment.
I'll discuss who speaks them, their grammar, their difficulty, and tons of other things before finally giving them an official Bahasha Simp certified rating on the Simp scale.
So usually I guess it right. I've always guessed it right before watching. Hindi. What is he putting Hindi in? It's not gonna be dog water. Either mid or beta, though. I don't think... Is he gonna make it alpha because of the number of speakers? I gotta choose. He's gonna do mid.
If you enjoyed this video, let me know which language you'd like me to review next in the comments, and without further ado, chai pilo.
Do Sicilian.
Chalo.
Hindi? I thought it was Hindu. You're saying it wrong, you uneducated American.
No, Hindi is a language. You're thinking of the religion, Hinduism. Could you be any more American?
Probably not.
Hindi is a gigantic language with enormous reach all across the universe, and it's the third most spoken language on planet Earth, brutally mogging Spanish with over 600 million total NPCs.
There's a lot of Indians out there
who speak it. Hindi speakers are legit everywhere. I mean, no matter what country you go to, there's bound to be a guy somewhere speaking the language, doing the iconic head bob, and probably cooking the most delicious food in the Milky Way. But
they do the head thing, right? True. You know, I actually have a cousin who speaks Hindi. She speaks Hindi because she's Sicilian like me, but she was born in India. Pure coincidence because the mom was a flight attendant, so she just happened to be born in India. But then as an adult, she's like, you know what, I was still born there. I want to learn the language. So she got that postdoctoral degree. And so, yeah, she does speak the language. Isn't that cool?
But surprise, surprise, Hindi is mainly spoken in India, a humongous country hanging off of Southeast Asia like a Dorito, which is home to the highest number of NPCs in the world, endless lore to discover, an almost infinite amount of side quests to go on, and countless people waiting to give you the greatest head massage money could buy. But unfortunately, this might be the most made fun of country in the world that gets the most unnecessary amount of hate ever. But the truth is, every country has problems, and with over 1.4 billion freaking NPCs, there are bound to be some bad things, but they also have some of the best there. Like heck, they've given the world a lot of bests. Shining beacons of life and human ingenuity like Mahatma Gandhi.
I don't know, the guy went full nuclear on me on Civilization 5, so it depends. I guess it really depends. It really depends.
Who everyone knows, the recent world chess champion Gukesh Domaraju, the talented actress Priyanka Jonas, my friend Rahul, the CEO of Google Sundar Pichai who keeps me employed, and many more. And I must say, Indian names are the coolest in my opinion. I mean, those guys all sound like superheroes. India is a gorgeous country with shockingly breathtaking nature, awe-inspiring historical sites, and rich...
See, I'm more interested in awe-inspiring historical sites like this
gorgeous
one.
Country with shockingly breathtaking nature, awe-inspiring...
Isn't it, what is this, Taj Mahal? Whatever. This looks amazing. What I'm not interested in is the rat temple. They can keep that one.
Inspiring historical sites and rich cultural traditions that date way back before my country was even a fetus. Shit, I want to throw colored powder on myself and dance around like they do on Holi. That
I'll take a pass.
Looks like fun. And as I hinted at, Indian food is arguably the best in the world.
No, Italian food is the best in the world. Shut it. Shut it. But this does look good though. Particularly, this is my... What's your favorite cup, guys? Bowl. Of all of these, this absolutely, yeah. It's probably like, ooh, this looks good. I'm gonna have to order something, I guess.
Especially if you like spicy. Aber pass auf, Digga. If you've got a weak Western stomach like me, you're screwed. And you can buy the food with rupees, the most iconic currency in the world that they stole the name of from the rupees in The Legend of Zelda. And Bollywood is dope. But why is it called Bollywood? It's based in Mumbai and should be called Mollywood. Seriously, why would you watch?
I'll take Mollywood over Hollywood. I'll tell you this much. I'll take any wood, anything, Blackwood, whatever you like.
E.T. when India has their own version of E.T. filled with sick dance sequences. And Indian action movies are next level and way more realistic than Hollywood slop. I also love cricket. Somehow it was
I love the hatred towards Hollywood, by the way. I approve. I 100% approve that.
all the rage in my predominantly white suburban American neighborhood in the early 2000s. Yes, I literally grew up playing cricket. I love cricket. I understand it more than soccer. I hate soccer. India is cool. I see why Christopher Columbus set sail looking for a faster way to get there. He wanted paneer, but all he got was tacos.
India is great, and it's so nice that they have just one language that they all speak everywhere in the country.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes, it's perfect. Every Indian speaks Hindi. It's the only language in the country. Calm down, it was a joke. India has over 500 languages that they all absolutely do not share. It
Man, could you imagine the 500 language? He hates soccer. Well, yeah, you could tell.
is one of, if not the most linguistically diverse country in the universe. So just speaking Hindi doesn't actually unlock you all of India's DLC.
No.
It is, however, the predominant language in this northern region known as the Hindi Belt. And it's also a major unifying language of the country alongside
I wonder if this is then a combination Hindi belt with Bible belt.
American. So if you grab a random Indian person, there's about a 50% chance that they speak Hindi, which does make it the most popular language there. Others will speak one of or many others like Telugu, Tamil, Gujarati, Esperanto, Bengali, Marathi, Punjabi, or even
Esperanto.
Canada. What the call est de Justin Trudeau de Katy Perry le? There are actually a lot of Hindi speakers in Canada though. You'll also find many in Nepal, Mauritius, Fiji, South Africa, the UK, I mean everywhere. It's even popular in Kabul because I hear the Afghans there are huge fans of Bollywood. And here in Freedom Land, we're lucky to have over 850,000 Cricketanese speakers, some of whom I'm personally friends with.
That's a lot.
Like Rahul. I've even studied
Rahul.
Hindi a bit myself 3 years ago. And if you want to learn Hindi or most other languages, you should really click the link in the description and sign up for a free 7-day trial of Pimsleur. Pimsleur is genuinely the greatest language learning resource I have ever used.
Okay, so I'm gonna. Where is the part with the code? The code. We want
Sky's
the
the
code.
limit. Click the link in the
Link in the description.
description today to sign up for a
Thank you.
free 7-day trial of Pimsleur and to support my channel. Now let's get back to Hindi.
Why are you only talking about Hindi? Urdu's basically the same language. Talk about Urdu.
Whoa, calm down. I love Urdu and I love Pakistan, but I just think the two languages deserve separate episodes. One day I'd love to make an Urdu review so I could focus more on Pakistan and all the culture surrounding Urdu. In
Do Sicilian first.
this video, I will point out some major differences between the two languages,
Cool.
but I do want to highlight that Urdu and Hindi speakers can absolutely understand one another. The two lingos are mutually intelligible, at least in everyday speech.
I'll give him that. I didn't know that. Did you know that? I did know that.
And Urdu is actually
that.
very common in India. It's surprisingly complicated. The divide seems to be more historic and political, not geographic. And the
Okay.
Hindi language does have dialects itself, but it's more of a dialect continuum, so there aren't very clean boxes for me to put them in. So I'll overgeneralize and say that broadly there is Western Hindi and there is Eastern Hindi.
Please forgive Bhasha Simp for his terrible maps of Hindi dialects. He tried his best. India is
I did not. I want to be honest with you. I did not notice he was speaking English until I read. Have you heard the Lord's Prayer in Old English? I have a dedicated video to it. We can check it out together if you want. Yeah, I have a video on the second channel.
complicated.
Western Hindi dialects are mainly spoken around Delhi and surrounding states, and
Yes.
they've got more overlap with Urdu and were heavily influenced by Persian. There was also a
Interesting.
push in modern times for Western
Hey, I respect the wall. Look at this wall. Man.
Hindi to be Sanskritized, which means the language has been artificially pushed to sound more archaic and standard, like the older Sanskrit language. You've just been Sanskritized. So Western Hindi often sounds...
I mean, we've done this with English as well, particularly with spelling, because not only with spelling, even the fact that in English you don't use double negatives. So, well, some people do. But in theory, you shouldn't say, I don't have nothing. You should say, I don't have anything, or I have nothing. When you say, I don't have nothing, it's like uneducated, but it used to be okay. And believe it or not, in Italian, we do that, and it's considered correct. But they did it to kind of make it similar to Latin and the way it functions. And then, so it's an artificial change in English. And the other thing is that's a good wall, I agree. And then the other thing is that, for instance, the way you spell debt, you added the B because it's similar to debitum in Latin. So initially the English spelling was D-E-T-T-E, borrowed from French, but you're still maintaining the pronunciation. You don't say debt. And there are a few words in English that have been Latinized back artificially. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, absolutely. If you read medieval English, it was written the French way. It was added later to make it closer to Latin due to the importance of the Latin language within, all of these Romance language clusters and the interaction with English, which is a Germanic language that identifies as a Romance one because of over 40% of the vocabulary is linked to Latin through Norman French. So yeah.
Clearer, more formal, and more prestigious. You could kind of think of someone with a Western Hindi dialect as a Latin speaker using more complicated formal grammar and structures. Standard Hindi is based specifically on the Khari Boli Western Hindi dialect of the Delhi region, and this is what's taught in schools, what you'll hear in Bollywood, the news, and it's what you'll most likely learn.
Yeah, it's probably what I would learn. I mean, I'm not looking into learning Hindi, to be honest. I've got other languages I want to tackle first. I would like to learn a Nordic language at one point. And then I have to reach fluency in Mandarin. I speak it. I'm conversational, but I'm not fluent. So those have priority. Hindi is not one of those that I'm interested in as of now. I'd probably take Korean over Hindi. Well, let me know what you think. But then again, if I were to study it, probably would choose that.
There are the Eastern Hindi dialects, mainly spoken in parts of Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, and Chicago. Eastern Hindi grew a bit apart from Western and developed more independently from that Sanskritination push. So you could think of these guys as almost like more relaxed and diverse Italian speakers. And like Italian, they have more exaggerated regional differences, especially in rural parts. And
he's so right. We do have extremely exaggerated regional differences in the way we speak, apart from the actual regional languages / dialects. But with the accent, like an Italian opens his mouth, you immediately know what region he's from, and sometimes what city. Now, of course, you can do that the same, for instance, in the US, right? But what's impressive is that Italy is like a fragment, minute little bit in comparison to how massive the US is, and yet we still sound so different. Like you could tell the split second my dad opens his mouth, he's from the Northeast, and so forth, so on and so forth. I'm going to skip the section about the writing system because we don't react to the entire thing, but I am interested in what he says about Hinglish. Let's go.
However, you'll be delighted to find out that you really don't even necessarily need to learn it. On the internet and when you're texting, you'll find a ton of Americanized Hindi where they use the American alphabet to type. And also a lot of people will just write to each other in the American language. You will see Devanagari on the internet, but you could kinda get by without it. Seriously though, don't be a beta, just learn it. The problem with the Americanized writing that I found, however, is that natives can't agree on how to write in it. I studied Hindi for a little while online with like 5 Indians, and they always typed words differently, which made it very difficult to follow.
Interestingly enough, that happens a little bit on a lesser extent with Japanese. Yes, transliteration, that's the correct word, is when you use an alphabet that is a native in order to transcribe or write the sounds of another language. That's what a transliteration is. It's what we do when we write Roman letters, but for Japanese, or Mandarin with pinyin. What's interesting is that in Japanese, it does happen too a little bit, and you will have noticed people spelling arigato, right? They spell it arigato, or sometimes you spell it as arigato with a little line on top to express the phonemic vowel length. And other times you see people writing it just arigato and nothing else. Just the O, but no signs for the length. They're all acceptable. Personally, I prefer the O with a line because for early beginners, otherwise, if you spell it arigatou, they might get confused and read it arigatou, but no Japanese reads it like that. But what's interesting is that kind of happens a little bit with the A. So like sensei is just one example. I have never heard a Japanese actually read it sensei. I've always heard them say sensei, unless they're singing. If they sing, they do. It's not wrong, though. You can say gakusei or gakusei. I just never heard the Japanese do it. But that's just me. Maybe you have had a different experience in Japanese. Yeah, the U can be, the writing it with a U. The reason why they do, it's because it's consistent with hiragana, because that's how they write it. They write arigato u. They do write it like that. But they don't pronounce it. It's arigato. It is what it is anyways.
I won't get into it, but Urdu is written in a completely different script, which is also complicated, but I do find it easier myself. Wow, that was a lot. So how hard is it to pronounce the Hindi language? Well, in my estimation, it's pretty tough. You've got to constantly juggle between different similar letters and try to remember if they're deep or soft. I think nerdy linguists call them dental or retroflex. Most foreigners just pronounce them the same. So if you manage to differentiate them, you'll really shock natives. Cool. And I personally struggled with a lot of the aspirated sounds myself. I literally needed speech therapy as a child just to pronounce house and human, and I still can't say in Arabic after many years. So Hindi pronunciation is my kryptonite. And some of the H letters don't even make sense. Like this thingy here is cha. But remember my favorite letter? Yeah, well, it's pronounced like cha, but with an extra H. Cha, 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 cha. I don't know. What is it? Cha, cha. Like, what are you doing there?
The letter is pronounced like ch. Yeh just been Sanskritized.
And they sometimes use this symbol that looks like a colon and adds even more H sounds to letters. They're literally just trying to troll me. And you'll also need to get used to talking like a French Indian Squidward. Because if you put a dot on top of some letters, it creates nasal sounds like and Yeah. Hindi even has consonant clusters, but thankfully they're not anywhere near as bad as Slavic languages. Could you imagine Hindi with Polish consonant clusters? But one of the best and most...
Oh my gosh. Shout out to my Polish brothers, though. You guys are overwhelmingly present in the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 Facebook groups. It's ridiculous. Half of the people are Polish and the other half are alcoholics, which is the same thing. Let's move to... I'm gonna go to shock factor and then the final ranking. Let's go.
So now let's talk about shock factor. How will native Hindi speakers react to you speaking their language as a foreigner? If you walk up to an Indian person in India or anywhere and you start speaking Hindi to them, they might not even speak it. It's like a coin flip. There's a roughly 50-50 chance that they even speak Hindi to begin with. And then within the 50% that does speak it, there are 3 groups with different reactions. There's the upper class wealthy Indian tech bro who will likely switch to English and say, "Bro, you speak Hindi, that is so cool." Then there's the second generation immigrant who will Gen Z stare at you, perhaps understanding, but won't even know or care to respond. Might just say something trendy with an American accent like 6'7". And then there's the reaction we all desperately crave. A Hindi speaker who speaks his language frequently and might not have the best English. This guy will do backflips.
You know, it's funny because it's true. Dude, great Polish joke. I'm from Linden, NJ, and us Pollocks are funny. I freaking love it. Yeah, Polish people are great sports.
Honestly, all 3 of the stereotypes will be happy. Not a lot of people learn Hindi, so you'll definitely make their day. And it's not an easy language, so you'll be genuinely impressive, even if you don't speak it well. And if you spoke pure Hindi, holy crap, like with no English at all, you'd shock them as if you were an electric fence.
Or a Assam Piker.
end up with a dozen Indians levitating and involuntarily doing backflips in a circle around you, and they'll go even crazier if you show up in a JCB excavator. That was a very niche reference. Hindi is an excellent language to learn if you plan on shellma-shocking natives on the street. I could talk about this language for a lot longer, but I have a date with my Nintendo Switch too, so it's time to give the Hindi language an official language simp certification.
He praised it a lot, so I might have been wrong. Maybe he's gonna place it on alpha now.
Rating on the simp scale. On a scale of dog water to Giga Chad, I place Hindi solidly in the alpha tier.
Yeah, I mean, I was wrong. I'm not gonna claim it, okay? I said mid, but as I watched the video, I'm like, he's placing it in alpha, isn't he?
I really love this language. It sounds beautiful and flowy with predictable rhythms and H sounds with a high variety of percussive noises that just tickle my inner ear. Devanagari is one of the prettiest writing systems on the planet, and it's very mentally stimulating and rewarding to learn. It's difficult, but it's not difficult in annoying, unforgiving ways like Slavic languages or Hungarian. And you unlock so much communication DLC with hundreds of millions of NPCs all across the world.
All of which probably speak English anyways. But yeah.
And India is a wonderful, underrated, and overhated piece of DLC for you to unlock and explore, and you'll be warmly welcomed by the people there and praised for learning their language. However, I'm not a huge fan of the overuse of Hinglish, so much that I had to knock it down from GigaChad to Alpha. Pure Hindi, though, is 100% GigaChad, no questions asked. I understand that we're in the 22nd century, so English poking its head in things is a natural consequence of colonization and globalization, blah blah, but I just think it takes away from its natural beauty and how the language ties into one of the most interesting...
Bro, why are you wearing a white hat? Why are you wearing a white hat?
cultures in human history. Also, despite its size, there are not a lot of resources to learn Hindi, but thankfully it is on Pimsleur, so sign up
Pimsleur.
for a free...
Okay, cool video though. I liked it. It was funny, and so I'm gonna give him a like. And interesting. That was... He needs to do Sicilian. It would be like the mafia jokes. Come on. He needs to do Sicilian. That's what I think. But you remember when Xiaoma, the guy who speaks Chinese and impresses everyone, he actually did an episode in Palermo speaking Sicilian. I reacted to the whole thing. It was glorious. He was glorious. He learned this expression because, of course, Sicilians are gonna troll him. So the Sicilian kids, they were like, "Oh, say this," and they told him for like coffee, because Sicilians are very proud, right, of our coffee. So they told him, "Do you want Sicilian coffee or do you want American coffee? If you want American coffee, you need to order it like this, acquipuipo," which means octopus water, because we're very colorful with our... It's funny. Oh my gosh. And then you see this guy with this accent, Xiaoma, going around cafes and being like, acquipuipo, acquipuipo. And people were laughing their heads off. Like the Sicilians were like going nuts over him. It was great. It was glorious. I loved it. So I made a reaction to that on my, of course, on my gaming channel for all of you. Not gaming, sorry, my language channel. It was glorious. Regardless, this was fun. Enjoyed it very much. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I think that for today, the king of the grift is gonna... So I'm just gonna check chat very quickly before we leave. And then I think for today, I'm just gonna go help my wife with a child. And we're gonna have a good time like that. Maybe because we've been playing Diablo 4. That's what we have been playing lately. And was good. We had a good time. We're having a good time. We're playing Diablo 4 on console because it has local multiplayer. And then we've been playing Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era, which my wife refuses to call Olden Era. She just says Golden Era, and she says it sounds better. I mean, she's right. So it's Golden Era, I guess. And we've been playing that too. Anyways, guys, for the live streams, do remember to follow me on Rumble and on Kick, because I do, and Twitch, because I do live stream there a lot more often than I do on YouTube. And so the big streams are always multi-streamed, like today. But in general, just to show you the panel very quickly, we have got this. I think you can still hear me. So, of course, on the right, my other channels. on the left, the other platforms, and I'm very active when it comes to live streaming on Twitch, Rumble, and Kick. And generally speaking, those live streams end up being then edited and posted on the channel, on the main channel or the language channel or the gaming channel, depending on what I cover. But if you do enjoy the live streams, then it's generally once a week on YouTube. Occasionally I'll do a little higher, more than that, but no more than twice a week on YouTube. But I do try to stream 5 times a week on the other platforms. So if you enjoy the live streams, how about Discord? Now I'm already spread thin. I'll just work on the development of Twitch, Rumble, and Kick. But definitely, oh, by the way, how is Rumble doing today? The other day, Rumble went extremely well. It was great. Like we had a lot of viewers. Anyways, thank you very much, guys, for being here, and I will see you for the next one. And thank you for joining the stream. Thank you for the generosity with the super chats and the Twitch subscriptions, and hopefully we get to play a few games one of these nights.